I am 65 years old now, and I have been remembering since I was 38 years old. And I say been remembering because I'm still uncovering memories. I knew the very first memory was true because it was a very violent memory, the initial one. I always wonder why that was the first memory, but that was a memory that I'd always had what I call bookends. I always had the beginning and the ending of this memory and nothing in between. I never questioned that something happened in between. My brain protecting me, I guess, wouldn't allow me to even go there. So when the flashbacks of what happened in between, which was a gang rape set up by the trafficking ring as punishment for not showing up when I was supposed to. I had hit that age. I was 13 and I decided to defy them and not show up. This was their punishment. But my mother saw me come home that day. I was bleeding from head to foot. I had glasses at the time. They were broken. Clothes were ripped. What I had done is taken my new bike in the backyard and I just kept throwing it down till it was mangled enough. And then I told my mom I had been in a bike wreck and she accepted that. And years later, when she read my book, she said, I don't know why I didn't ask you more questions because you asked me a weird question, which I didn't remember. But I guess I asked her, Mom, could I lose my virginity if the bike handle hit me in the private area? Since that time, I had memories that it would be hard for people to believe you would cover or block. I started having memories of, of full-blown trafficking by a trafficking ring. And some of the memories included being in films. And I thought there is just no way that a person would block something that big being in films. And these films were in the 70s. And they were full production films that, had titles and, actors and whatnot. And I just could not believe that this was true. And I questioned my own sanity. And what ended up happening to verify those is I would journal these, and I would even draw scenes from the films. I had the titles, the locations, especially three of them really stood out. I had my name, that the stage name, and I had the stage name of a male that was in the films. And I still, didn't believe any of it when we entered the age of, internet and Facebook and so on. And this male found me. He had been searching for me ever since. He was trying to work through his issues. And he hadn't really been able to move forward in life because he was stuck thinking I had been murdered and that it might have been his fault. He knew me by my stage name, which is what made it difficult for him to find me for quite a while, but he knew where I was from. And I happened to connect with a group from that community, and it made it visible to him to find me then. And he could recognize, physical features of, my face and things that while aged, he recognized me. And so we made contact for a while, and just to verify. So I did not, in talking to him, give him any information because I was at this place where I was trying to verify my own memories. And he didn't have blocked memories. what I learned from him is all the names and locations of these films that I had were correct. His stage name was correct. He verified everything, even the fact that I had mentioned to my husband they were feeding me. These men would walk me in, they would bring me there high, and they were just feeding me drugs while on set. And this male that was in film with me said, he said, I by the third film, I got very suspicious and started asking questions. I was very worried about you because they were feeding you drugs like candy and they wouldn't let any of the rest of us talk to you. He was paid. He asked if I was paid. And of course, I wasn't. And then he started crying because he recognized, he goes, so you were forced. And I said, yes. And he said, well, we were supposed to do a fourth film together and you disappeared. And all these years I've carried guilt because I thought they killed you. And my idea was to rescue you on the fourth film. And so that all my denial for any other memories after that went out the window because he validated a big block of time in my life and a, something that was just impossible for me to believe I could have blocked.